I hope that, you know what? I just hope. Whew, where do I begin? You know what? I want to do a whole recap tonight of this whole 6-episode little reality show that was done. Oh, good Lord. First, I just want to say, I'm so glad it's over. I am so glad it's over and done. I am good on reality TV. Mona, do not call me again, okay? I don't want to do it. Yeah, to say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. Like, literally, I am so disappointed in this whole outcome and just everything that transpired. Just, I can't even begin to, like, explain how just frustrating and disappointing it was to see everything that happened every week, all the comments and all the internet and whatever the show is that Kandi does, all that stuff just was, to me, just so incredibly unnecessary. So yeah, I'm going to be answering some questions. But let's just start from the beginning. Like, look, literally, I don't know why this was SWV and Escape. This was basically the Tasha and Tamika debacle show. And bless their hearts, nobody needs to have all their family business out there like that. I don't know whose idea was it to do it. Tamika says that she was so upset. That's when she blabbed it out about her sister taking her money between the 10 years that went by. I don't know why they hadn't fixed that prior to. Like, was this really the right time to do it? And me personally, I would not have done it. You put your mom in a horrible position, regardless of whatever she does. You are literally throwing your family to the wolves when you give these producers anything to eat. They are gonna eat you alive. So yeah, that's just one thing. And then, just for the record, when SWV was approached about doing this show, it was all laid out to us. It was supposed to be a collaborative performance with both groups on stage at the same time, sharing the responsibilities 50-50. As you can see in the first episode, we're talking about how there needs to be one band, one this, one that, because we were sharing everything 50-50 now. Like, we understood what we were told. Now, unless somebody's lying to us or to you, somebody got the assignment wrong. So when you decide you want to be a headliner, when that's not what we all discussed, and then you decide to proceed all over the internet and talk about our salaries and this and what you're supposed to be getting, and you don't want to take a pay cut to give us a raise or whatever it was that Tiny said, honey, let me just tell you this. The only way we could cut your funds is if we literally cut them with scissors. We can't tell a promoter what to give you. If they try to give you a demotion and take your money, it's because they wanted to. We had nothing to do with that. We have nothing to do with that. And to be such great businesswomen, you would think y'all would know what you were getting into from day one, right? If you walk into a room, businesswomen know what they're doing. So, I don't know. That's just me. We knew what we were doing. The assignment was clear to us, and we understood when we walked through that door what we were told. That's that. Oh, God. And just the back and forth, the bickering, it drove me crazy, y'all. When I say I am so ready to be done, this is it for me. And then let's just talk about this episode. Oh, it's so many things that just, and you know what? We were told we can't talk about editing. The show is over. The editing was bull sugar, okay? It was whack. It was whack, whack, whack. Oh my God, I'm so ready for this. I'm so glad it's done. Y'all can't even begin to understand how happy I am that it's done. I don't have to talk about SWV and Escape ever again. Ever. The whole thing with the song going last and us wanting to do everything and take everything. First of all, if you look at one of the scenes, when I suggested SWV's week go last, the reply was no. Like, we didn't have a choice. Anyway, look, like, come on. This is getting ridiculous already. We never asked to go on first or last. It was placed there that we're going first. So, okay, fine. We don't mind going on first. But we don't have the right to say what we want? Is that wrong? Can we not have an option at all? And then tonight's episode pissed me off so bad because I'm a lot of things, but what I am not is rude and disrespectful unless you are to me. And now Don Juan, I don't care for him at all. Like, especially with him talking on his little page or whatever. So Don, if you're listening, I don't care for you. But what I will say is, I never told him to shut the fuck up. Unless you come up in my face, I'm not going to tell you to shut the fuck up. That clip, I was probably talking to somebody else and something, and they clipped it like that. I would never tell Don Juan to shut the fuck up. So that's just that. The editing tonight just really pissed me off because one thing I always say is I work too hard to be the woman I am for some storyline and destroy that in one little commercial. That's not what we gonna do. That is not what we gonna do. They got me upset tonight, and it takes a lot to piss me off. And no, Coco make it seem like I just jump up angry every day. No, I do not. You gotta fuck with me to get me upset. I'm here. So y'all. Anyway. So, yeah, it's over. Good news is that SWV will be out on the road. We will be touring with Jodeci. I let it out the bag early. It was my fault because, we did all that press in New York, and we had to tell them so they could release it on Monday and Sunday, but I messed up. I let it out the bag early. That's my fault, and I apologize for that. So, but now you know. Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Oh, Lord, y'all. So, yeah, that was, it just really pissed me off. And then the fact that in this episode, Escape had so much to say the whole time, but oh my God, all of a sudden me and Coco are on a rant and they're just quiet. Quiet. Oh. I like that. Oh, Lord. Yeah, let me tell y'all, I did not want to do this show because I knew that it wasn't going to end well. When you have too many women together, too much estrogen, too many hormones flying all over the place, too much ego, all that stuff, it's never going to end up well. I've never had a problem with Escape. I love those girls. I've always felt like we had a great relationship. But this show really brings out the honest truth. We must not have ever had a relationship. Because if it could go this bad so fast, there was nothing there to begin with. So, and I'm good with that. But yeah, to say I'm disappointed is just an understatement. It's just an understatement. So, what somebody said, to be fair, you're reposting bad things about Escape on your IG every day. Okay, I don't know what IG you're looking at, but anyway, there's two sides to every story. There's their side, our side, and then there's the truth. And I could definitely tell you, SWV has not been dogging nobody out on Instagram on my IG. You can look at my IG. Yeah, and another thing. 2022 was SWV's 30th anniversary. So back in October, November, we did a huge photo shoot to commemorate that. We do not need Escape for anything. We don't ask them for nothing. We don't need them for nothing. And they've never done anything for us. So all y'all can take that and put that in a box, okay? I'm going to sleep so well tonight because I finally am able to get this all off my chest. Let me answer some of these questions. Are you coming to the Bay Area? Absolutely. Y'all have a big fan base in Trinidad. Oh, we just left where did we go? St. Thomas? Bahamas? We were just there. Yeah, we have a good following literally around the world. So we stay on the road. Real fans know you're sweet, boo. Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm just so frustrated with this show. What type of comments were they actually saying? I'm not sure who they are. Would you do a show with Jodeci? A reality show? I'm good on reality. Nah, unless I'm getting paid like the president, I'm gonna sit there like a mute, but I'm not doing it. Nope. Mona, do not call me. Do not call me ever again. I know y'all happy as fuck. As soon as the show started, I knew 5 weeks ago this was some bullshit and y'all had to stomach it. Thank you. How did y'all get matched up with Escape in the first place versus got that wrong? I don't know. Mona Messy Child, yes, I know. How come Mona Scott been quiet about what the setup of the show was? She lives for the drama. I don't think she was quiet. She told us what it was supposed to be. When I got the call, it was, we're going to do this women's empowerment. We're going to have a great time. 2 iconic groups on the stage. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be this. The next question. Hold on. Let me get back up in here. Will y'all do a season 2? I'm good on season 2. I am good on season 2, 3, 4, 5. Hell, I was good on 1. What happened to the scenes with you and Eddie? I remember there was more. You know what? There was a lot of scenes that y'all didn't see. And y'all got robbed. Like, when we did Week, I'm telling you, Coco put on some of her best singing. I mean, she killed that song, but you don't see any of it. None of it. I actually, who's headlining SWV and Jodeci? Actually, it's a co-headline, but SWV is going to perform first. So simple. What are your thoughts about Kandi and Tiny after the experience? I really don't have any thoughts. Like, after tonight, I probably won't ever mention them ever again. I don't have to. I have no reason to. They've never had a place in my life, and I'm good. How are you doing, like, mentally? How are you? And I hope you had a great Easter. Thank Thank you, J Mac. I'm actually good. Like I said, after watching this, I just wanted to make it very clear how disappointed I am. I'm just disappointed. Yeah, because I want to have fun. We are too old to be catfighting. Jesus Christ. This should have been like the best time of our lives. We should have been out here cracking up, making memories that will last a lifetime. Just fun stuff. How often do you get a chance to go back into your youth and like relive an experience that would just be so off the chain? But you can't do that. Like, too many women. I wrote a book about this. Y'all go get. It's all about women and their emotional catfights and why we can't get along. Do you think reconciliation can occur? I believe it can. But I don't think everybody's willing to do it. So I have a home and a life outside of this show that I intend to get back to. And I'm gonna be like an ostrich. What is it? Is it an ostrich when they put their head in the sand? If they can't see you, they think you can't see them. That's gonna be me. I'm putting my head down. Who the hell did Coco want to fight? She didn't want to fight nobody, and she was just talking to Lelee, and of course, you can't let anything go on these microphones with these shows. If you say I got a dookie too hard, it's gonna become a clip. Oh, a week was the biggest record. Why could they no agree? I don't know. I guess if we had sang Week last, it would make them feel like they weren't the headliners. I don't know. Toward the end, we were just done. We're like, look, y'all can do the show all by yourself if you want to. We are just ready to wrap this up. Oh, did they cancel the Salt and Pepper show with y'all? I think it was, Salt and Pepper imploded, so I don't think they wanted to do another show. After you do one reality show, if this is not your cup of tea, it's really easy to understand it's not your cup of tea. And I just feel like with these shows, there's really no consideration for your life after the show. Salt and Pepper were fine until they did that show, and now, look, Spin is not there anymore, and they're not a group anymore. Well, Salt and Pepper are, but of course, Salt and Pepper is just not complete without Spinderella. You love all three of them together, and that show just really, it just destroyed their relationship, and I hate that for them. And SWV did 2 shows, and we almost imploded from the shows. Thank God we were able to sit down and be like, this is not us. This is not what we do. But when you've been on these shows for years, and you're used to doing that, it doesn't even affect you. It's an everyday life. Everybody can't do it. I can't do it. Escape me now, y'all, and fix their life. I guess so. They'll be all right. They make it through everything else. They'll make it through this one. It seemed like through the whole show, when they weren't arguing with each other, they were arguing with us. And how do you argue that much? Like, arguing is just exhausting. It causes wrinkles. You see, I ain't got no wrinkles. Even when I do my forehead, I ain't got no wrinkles. Because that's not what I do. I don't spend all day arguing. It's just unnecessary. And somebody says SWV's not always been drama free. They had their issues. Glad they worked it out. And yes, we did. We never said we were drama free. Never. It's been on television. We have had our struggles, but look at God. 30 years, 31. We're going on 31 years. We're still here. So there's that. There is that.
I wanted to bring you up in here because I was in here venting. I get there. Push me to that point when I just can't take it no more. I'm like, I'm tired.
I was just talking. It was.
That's what I said. They caught a little dang snippet of you talking to Lelee.
And when I say y'all ain't from New York,
tonight's episode pissed me off.
Us, me and you, about not being from New York. Right. Now, so she was just saying, I was like,
we changed. Y'all ain't from New York no more.
But it's the edit. It's cute. It is.
That edit was stupid. They made it. Did I tell Don Juan shut the fuck up?
It's like you said. We were talking, but you could tell that it was like a sound bite.
Well, you can tell. No, we can tell. Other people, they swear it's good. Like I said, Don Juan, I don't give a damn about him.
If you really pay
attention,
tell him to
shut the fuck up.
You whisper to yourself.
Huh?
It sounds like it. No, you said it to yourself.
But my point is, I didn't tell him to shut the fuck up.
No.
Right, I would never tell anybody, unless you come at me, I'm not going to tell you to shut the fuck up. But that day, how many people were in the kitchen? It was like 85 people. Y'all need to do this. Right. Where's the creative director? He didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, why do
that was
y'all
a
keep
long,
telling us what
horrible
to do?
day.
Shut up. God, it just drove me crazy. It
Oh
was
my God. It was
ridiculous. And then
forever.
how long did we have to wait for them to do their rehearsal? And we were sitting there for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while.
That's
It's
all right.
just, and I just hate the way they cut up week tonight. Like, I said,
I
you
got
did your
videos.
good
I'm
singing
post.
on that one right there, and they cut it out. They cut it out. I said, okay,
Personally,
all right, I see where we're
I'm a
going.
fan of music, but
Well,
y'all
I know I'm glad it's
personalities are so
over.
dry and boring. Well, so Shania, kiss my ass, girl. Dry that.
I don't mind being dry and boring. That's my life. I am dry and boring, and I will accept that. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, I'm dry and boring. Don't call me. Don't hop on my live. Don't do nothing if I'm that boring. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
It's over.
But
and
yeah,
I'm going back
it's all good in these
to
streets,
being
though.
dry and
That's
corny.
what's up.
Bye, guys. High five.
High five. High five. Oh.
Are you in the
Hey, T-Roni.
you in the dark?
Listen,
What's up,
I had got
bro?
mad
What's up?
because I was like,
What?
wait, they didn't tell me that Don Juan was talking shit, and I know my flight had just landed while y'all was getting dressed. I was like, see, you should have told me because I could have went and handled that. Listen, guys, I was like, I walked in the dressing room, and y'all ain't saying nothing about Don Juan running his damn mouth.
Well, because like I don't ever claim to be hardcore, all that stuff. I just know, trust me, had he gotten out of line, he would have been checked real quick. I don't mind emasculating
You
a
know
man.
what?
But like I said, Coco said I said it under my breath. Okay, I did. I never said to him, "Shut the fuck up."
And it's
I'll give him
okay.
that.
And
But
it's okay if you did.
No, nobody's gonna. I mean, no, it would be because again, he wasn't there to be our director, and just to
Right.
say that's corny.
He's
Nobody
supposed
asked
to
you.
be their
Nobody
little
asked
minion, but it's all good. I'm here for it.
But like I said, yeah, if I said shut the fuck up, it wasn't directly to him. I can't even imagine saying shut the fuck
Well,
up
it
to
sounded
anybody
good.
and them not coming back at you. I didn't realize so many people didn't like him. I mean, like literally, my timeline is like, good for him, good for him.
Because
I didn't know, I
he's
don't watch
that.
Housewives, so I didn't know he's in his. Oh yeah, I don't watch Housewives. I only know him like with Kandi.
He's a
And
little
we've always
Kandi.
had a good relationship, but
I
you was gonna
was.
take him out if he came near me.
I was. But y'all did a hell of a show. No matter.
You were there.
So I got the real receipts. I got all of the audience views. We got all of that. Y'all put on a hell of a show.
So tell me this. If it wasn't so
Yeah.
much bickering and arguing and there was a real creative director there to actually put a show together,
It was because that little glimpse was a moment. If that's what you want to call it. It was a good moment to see all of y'all together for one. That's what the people really wanted to see. But just to see y'all in y'all element, I mean, it's always a good damn show. Always.
Yeah. And I was just so disappointed because I thought that it could have been so much bigger. It's like we just missed the mark so hard. It could have been outrageous.
People are still asking, is there going to be? I was like, I don't know. I'm just the fourth member.
Well, we're saying it'll get like that if everything's right. They're saying if everything's right, but what's everything's right? Everything has to be mutual. Like I said, I don't know what their business people and what they do as far as business is concerned. But when we walked into that restaurant to sit there and talk about it, we were clear before we walked out what our business was. So does that make us a better business person or people?
But the other thing is, you guys, y'all had representation. Like Dan was there, Not your
manager,
not your road manager, your manager.
Manager. Who worked out all our details before we walked in. We knew what we had to do, but
yeah, I love you to pieces.
I love you more. I love you more from now on. As a matter of fact, if we do a tour with
I'm already there.
Just
Don Juanita.
Oh, somebody
That's
said
what
Don Juan.
somebody type Don Juanita. You just do too much.
I didn't know
He makes his little cameos, but you can't be like that with that hairline. You just can't. It's not. You want me to get off?
It's not me. It's why. And look, I did not know he had so much like vitriol toward him. I was
Yeah.
folks were like going in
Yeah.
on that
We
poor
won't do
guy.
it because we're
But
good. We-
well, like I said, I don't even watch Housewives.
Well,
I stopped
all of the
watching all these reality
housewives have
shows when
all the
Evelyn was
housewives
trying to
have
jump on the
jobs.
table.
I don't understand. We need to change the title of the shows.
Yeah, wait, the Housewives have jobs? What do you
Housewives
mean?
jobs.
You're funny.
So, we,
You're funny. You're funny.
you'll be the workers of Atlanta next.
All I know is I just wanted the show to end. That's all I wanted. I was ready. You were there. We were so done and ready to rock.
Y'all did, and it was a
Just
good
show to
ass
get the
show.
hell up out of
It
here.
really was.
Whew, Lord, yeah. Nobody told me that Don Juan is always fighting other women, or cursing or arguing with other women. I didn't know, because I never dealt with them on that level. Never. I've never had to. Never want to. And yeah, all that. Let's see who else we can get in here. Always in women's business. You see, I had no idea, because like I said, I never had to deal with Don Juan on that level. We've always been cool. But that day when we were in rehearsal, SWV doesn't travel with a whole bunch of people. We have our road manager, our manager, sound band, and us, and maybe like Jalen will travel with Coco. My family is never around. Lelee might have some family around, or if we're in a city, some of our friends may come around, but not in this particular situation. But the Shake has a lot of entourage, so there was just a lot of people in the building adding their 2 cents, and not for nothing, we didn't have an actual creative director. They just made Steven the person just to have somebody on camera, and he just didn't know what he was doing. It was becoming really nerve-wracking, because nobody said, here we go here, this is how we're going to come out. The transitions were just, he wanted everybody to introduce each person every time we went on, and that was just, it was way too much, just way too much. So I tried to step in and show some direction, show some leadership, and yeah. Then I became a soundbite. So yeah, that was that.
I just wanted to ask a question. So as far as being on this, this movement.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you found more controversy than love as far as like it is going?
Yeah, because I think that with the bickering on camera, it caused the fans to choose sides. And I just really honestly believe, had Kandi and Tiny and all of them just not replied or said anything about what was going on, it would have just stayed neutral. But it's like, shots fired. What, are we just supposed to get beat up? Are we just supposed to take it even when you're not telling the absolute truth with all your receipts? It's just not fair. It's not fair, and it will never be fair. So now you have fans going back and forth, living off what somebody says, because of course, if somebody says it, that makes it true no matter what. Jesus is coming back, okay? He ain't get here yet, but somebody spotted him. And that's true.
Right. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I thought it would be so much more of a blessing to see you guys, working and doing whatever. Like,
I did too. I was so looking forward to it. Once I finally decided, okay, we're going, all I kept thinking was, Kandi and I have been cool for umpteen years. Every time I see them, it's nothing but love. I'm thinking we are going to have a ball, turn up. And no, nobody's taking it personal, because they're doing business. No, what I'm saying is, it's wrong. Right and wrong does not. Again, like I said, we knew what our business was. As business women, we went in there with our plan, what we knew to be true, and we followed our business directives.
Which is crazy to me because, I mean, how do you minimize, I mean, let's think about it here. Like, they've had publicity stunts like Tiny. All your publicity came from negativity and the press and things of the sort. You guys have never had something negative about you, like out there publicly bashing. Like, your name has never been like slandered. That, what I'm saying? They said, oh, you guys fell off because times changed and things of the sort. But to see you guys still moving, still doing what you guys are doing, I never see anything other than you guys are beautifully, wonderfully made and working and blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Also love this. Even with all the quarreling and everything else, you all are still like, we cool with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just beefing right now. But I love that you're not around bashing them.
Ma'am, are you not watching what I'm watching? Because she was just bashing them, 5 minutes ago. Like, she bashed them in her live. Like, do y'all not be watching It's the delusion for me that aggravates me, that people really make it seem as if SWV ain't did nothing. Girl, keep listening. I'll see y'all tonight at 9 p.m., okay?
I just loved it. I love everything about it. It shows the good, the bad, and the ugly, which we know, right? But I love the positivity that has come out from SWV. You all are rising to the top, baby. The cream is rising to the. Y'all were just on share. Y'all doing all the things. What?
I just woke up. I
So
didn't even see
you
the
went
show.
home and
I'm
watched
like
your own
showed out
show.
right now. I just can't take it.
I know. I've had it. I know. And tonight, just after watching that episode, the way they had us, me and Karla looking like we were just constantly, all of a sudden, just this angry. Yeah, that just pissed me off. Because how often do I walk? Do I walk around cussing people out every day?
It's so crazy how they just pretty much just judge you based on one little situation. Not even thinking about all of the stuff that we had to endure. Everybody have a breaking point. Like, look, let's get this shit done. Let's do what we need to do because, you know, we don't want to waste anybody else's time. We were just done. So
right at that point, we were ready to rock. Let's get up out of here.
Whoever's in charge, they gonna always win every time. And when we walked into that situation, we didn't have no wins anyway. Everybody's intertwined. You know what I mean? Every relationship all over there. So we came in thugging it out and fighting for what we knew, and continue to do that throughout the whole season. So it is what it is, you know.
Right. So when we were asked called, what were we asked to do?
And we got the call. We didn't call.
We escaped together.
They called us to act
right,
because they thought it was a good idea. Obviously, they saw some value in us. Obviously, because all this hate mail that we get, and you know.
Right. Yeah, and then everything was for all the expenses was split down the middle. Right?
I didn't understand the part about the money part. Where the hell did the money come in at?
I don't know. But like I said, if standing next to us, doing a show with us is going to cut your change, they didn't want to give it to you in the first place.
Like, I never understood where the money came from. And, you know, we make this and we don't want to take a pay cut. A pay cut for what?
Yeah. And again, if we're the reason
and
you
then,
get
you know,
the
the crazy thing, I was
something
looking
wrong
at
with your business model.
the little teaser, and it made it look like you was cursing out Don Juan, right? If anybody knows Don Juan, they know Don Juan is not going to sit there and let you say some crazy shit to him.
Thank you. Coco said I said it to y'all or like on the side. And yeah, maybe I did, but I know for damn sure I didn't tell him shut the fuck up.
Bites, they can put those sound bites anywhere. It's so sad that we got to defend every little thing. I mean, you know, everybody gets a turn. But I thought we did good this season. And hey, you know, and shout out to Escape. You know, they fought if this was a boxing ring, they fought a good fight. they fought a hell of a good fight, boy. I'm telling you, but you know, you got all of these women who've done amazing things in the industry, and we just basically fighting for what we love and what we believe in. I'm not even mad at that, but it's just the, you know, the low blows and the shots or whatever. And I didn't think really we could have handled a lot of stuff a lot different. So I'm disappointed in that whole thing. You know, sometimes we can get, and I'm speaking collectively, like everybody who was a part of it, even behind the scenes, we just handle the shit so bad sometimes that we just get caught up in the hype of this and that. And it's just, and we saw what happened as a result of that, because the fans were so divided, and I hated that. I hated the fact that they were so divided, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. I thank God that we always had a well-oiled machine before this thing happened, and I'm just glad that the Twitter fights with me are over. Y'all can leave me the fuck alone.
Are you not on Twitter anymore? You done? No, but you are classic on Twitter. I just got to let you know that. Lelee comes up with the best insults in the whole wide world. Go to her Twitter and look at some of her little Twitter fights with some of these people.
The crazy thing is
priceless.
Like, we're adults. Like, we are really adults. I have a lot of, and I'm not even going to say me. I'm going to say we have a lot of just young kids. They young enough to be our kids. Come back cursing at us, saying crazy stuff. Like, damn, why they do that?
because they don't know. They have no idea, and they just assume that whatever somebody says is the truth. You don't know. How can they know what's going on over here? Only thing you can speak on is you, not us.
It's just crazy, but you know there is definitely power in editing, and we know that this is our third go round. You know, we know how this shit works, and that was a concern of ours when we first signed on this project. But you know what? I'm so glad
and they waited till the last
show was
episode
live
to
and
do
it. There's live footage showing that we fucking murdered. Like, we killed that shit. Like, it was so
That's
dope.
true. That's
But
true. That is so
I'm
true.
so glad
That is
this
so
thing
true.
is over. Like, you know, my blood pressure got high, and
That's
it
what I
was
said.
just crazy, you know.
I don't drink, but I'm gonna have a celebratory drink tonight. It's probably gonna be like juice. But still,
So
I'ma
did you see
drink.
the show? Did you see the show?
Yeah, I watched it. That's what pissed me off. I hopped on this live so damn just hot because it just pissed me off how they made us look. I just did not like that. You know, I hate reality shows. I hate them. When we had to do our confessionals, I did more arguing in the confessionals because I refused to say
Yo, you know
what
what
they wanted me
happened?
to say. If
never
you can't take my answer, you
such
can't take
bad
anything.
interview etiquette. Like, I remember there was one moment where the guy was reading the questions. They said, "Well, Lelee, you said." I said, "No, the hell, I didn't say that." And then all of a sudden, okay, let's go to the next. Don't try to do that shit. Like, don't do that. And it's a lot of trickery that goes into this stuff, and that's the part that I don't like. I don't like that part. You know what I mean? Then they take little sound, and the mic is on. Even when you take a break, that damn mic.
I agree. Right.
I'm
You can't even say I got a pee fast. They don't use it. I gotta.
I be talking to the PA who don't have nothing to do with the on camera stuff, but then they'll keep that and put it somewhere else and make it look like I'm saying something to the girls. It's crazy.
I bet you reality television will definitely change its landscape once they add some SAG credit to it. You know, when there's some SAG credit attached to this whole reality, everything will change. Until then, I'm going to say the truth because if you want me to act, I need some SAG credit.
Oh, girl. Did you have Coco on tonight? How was that?
I did.
If you want to.
It was cool. You want me to bring her back in?
I know.
She's sitting there looking, saying, nope, I ain't getting on.
So let me ask you this. If you could change something, because especially knowing how reality television is. Okay, so especially knowing how reality television is,
now,
what would you do different? Like, would you consider to do season 2? And what would you want done differently?
You know, the problem I have with a season 2 is because they can't keep recycling the same drama. So season 1, literally, Tasha and Tamika gave them everything they wanted. Season 2, they're going to want us fighting each other. I'm not fighting y'all over no dumb shit. We're not doing that. We've had that already. We've been there, done that. And you know, if you give them one little inkling, I cut Coco's nail. It's going to be like she tried to kill her. No. I just think that this was I don't know. It was a great idea in theory, but it was a horrible plan.
I have to give a shout out to the sisters because, yo, they put that shit on, man. Like,
oh, and I hate that they did. It just made it worse. You have all these millions of people who don't have nothing to do with their situation chiming in. Yeah. Attacking their mother, attacking their father. Like, no, I can never have my mother on the spot like that. No matter how bad she was.
These days, they want to be stars. I mean, I'm dead ass serious. Like, I be seeing some of these reality TV mothers and how I'm like, God damn, like, I wouldn't do that. I would like to think
really like that, or they putting on for the
because I would not want to think of it being anything else. Like, for you to be, you know, they call us old, but our elders are older than us in like late 60s, 70s, and 80s. I would hate to think that they're just doing that for the camera. I don't want to think that. But you would think they would be a little bit more nurturing and y'all don't need to do this. This is, you know, that kind of thing. But you don't get that. You gotta fight everybody, the mother, the daughter, the father, shit. It's a real thing out here. Like, it's just crazy. It is.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Let me.
No, you good. Hey, what's up, Lelee and Ty? I interviewed. How y'all doing? I interviewed E. Will some weeks back, and I didn't the only thing I was confused about was if the creative director Steven, did he talk with them
before y'all went to California, or that's the only piece I didn't get. With if he will, y'all music director, if he talked to Steven before y'all got on. I mean, before y'all did the show.
Now I believe he talked to them, but Steven, he didn't know how he doesn't know how to put a show together.
The problem is I've been on Twitter and I've been doing Instagram recaps on my thing, and what I've been trying to explain to people that, because it's a lot of people that's jumping in that are not in the music business, and so a lot of stuff, because Kandi has been on reality TV for a long time, that they're automatic. It's kind of split with her, because you got some fans that love her, some fans that hate her. They're like in between with it, but for the most part, they're going to listen to her and think that she's telling the truth because she has a history of having receipts. Where the problem is with Kandi on her Speak On It, when she was talking about it, she's conflating spot dates with an actual tour. And a lot of people there, because I'm a touring musician, so I know like the gist of what she's saying. There's a huge difference between a spot date. So what she's referring to when she brings up those flyers is y'all being special guests with New Edition. That's not the same thing as like a real tour would be the New Edition tour that's happening now with Keep Sweat and Guy. That's an actual tour. Like spot dates, nobody cares about him, or I don't even know any artist that I've ever worked for that use that terminology with a top billing with a spot date. So that's ridiculous. I thought that was ridiculous for her to say that. And it also proved, and I'm not even bashing Kandi because I love Kandi, I follow Kandi, but that it shows your inexperience. I think the whole situation with Tasha's husband, that's rookie mistakes that you make when you're touring, which is indicating of y'all only been doing this for a few years back together as a group traveling. Those things wouldn't happen in terms of y'all having issues during the rehearsal, and this supposed to be quick. It's not supposed to be y'all going through this like a dress rehearsal, like you said in the TV show. It's supposed to be quick. So the fact that they were doing all that shows that inexperience, and you have people having titles that are not, like you said, experts in that, because they know their cues, they know how to direct it, and communicating with the music director to where everything flows, nobody's time is being limited or using up too much people's time. It just shows that inexperience. And I thought it was important. I see a lot of different people reviewing it, and they're giving y'all the respect and the thing, but in terms of Kandi, they're not right in that. Real Housewives and Family Hustle are not classic hit records. Like, yes, you can say they're going to come out and see you, but that's not what sells tickets. Yes, you're going to be able to open on a certain tours if it's showing thing, but if your whole inkling of being back in the touring business is to be a headliner, then good luck with booking your own tour, because I don't see just realistically somebody, a Live Nation, paying for Escape to headline an hour show without album cuts. I'm just being realistic with it. It's just not going to happen. Like, and SWV is a world-old machine. I said that in my recap, so y'all know what it is. I could tell y'all knew what y'all were doing the first meeting y'all had, and the other conflict they had with in between the group was it just wasn't necessarily, I think, good for them. I think more of their drama is overshadowing the whole headlining thing. I think that's just the extra part of it. And then the trolls online, Lelee, I know you were dealing with, they're just Twitter trolls. It's just Real Housewife trolls. That's their thing. That's what they do on that show, is the combative. It's Bravo. So a lot of their audience have that energy. So if you can survive Twitter, you can survive any platform ever, because that's just what they do. You got some of them on here. Some of them on here, like they probably like want me off the chat because they don't agree with what I'm saying. But see, it's just the truth.
Let me just say this. I don't know if there's a misconception that we hate Escape, or there's this crazy animosity between the two groups. And of course, what you guys saw is what we deal with behind the scenes. You just saw a private meeting being public. A lot of things that were said, this is stuff that we really talk about behind the scenes. People really talk about and care about, headlining. With SWV, it's never been an issue. The issue was, what song should go last, Week or Understanding? It was just that simple. What Taj was saying, well, Week is the bigger record. Why wouldn't it go last? I mean, and it wasn't a headline fight. I don't know how the hell it ended up being who's going to headline fight, and then trying to discredit us and try to talk shit about our clothes. Because if you want to be honest, shit, all of us could use a makeover. We just make that clear. SWV is an R&B hip hop group. We dance. We from New York. It's a vibe with us. It's always a vibe with us. So we wear a lot of comfort clothes.
Yes.
We're not, and we ain't going to apologize for that shit. We do what we do.
You shouldn't, right? Listen, everybody has their own style. I think it's a lot of their insecurities. What I've seen in the show, because they said it when last week on episode 5 with Taj and Tamika, when they showed the little snippet of you talking with Tamika, she said that should be a clear indication that this is all ego on their part. When she said that, since I have to lessen myself with Kandi and Tiny because of whatever the statue they have with Real Housewives and the reality TV show stardom they have, that y'all should be comfortable doing it. Like, that's projecting her insecurities in whatever facet of her dynamic and escape. She's projecting that onto y'all. And I'm glad that y'all have the emotional intelligence to not cower down to that, because that's pretty much what she was doing.
The thing. And respectfully, I applaud what Kandi has done. I applaud what Tiny have done. They have really made a mark in whatever it is that they're doing with the TV. And, you know, they have a presence. They have a fan base or whatever for television, but they don't control our coin.
Right.
That's the difference. They don't control SWV coin at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, Atlanta, they part of the who's who of Atlanta. They could call somebody and be like, no, don't invite Lelee to a party, but I don't give a fuck. I care. I mean, it's not something that I care about. I don't party anyway. That's not my thing. You know, I show up every now and then, but when you don't control somebody's money, of course you're going to go outside the box and try to find other little things that try to destroy them, or this, we can't control this, so let's hit them with this, you know. And it's never been, I still think they dope at what they do to this day. Like, this too shall pass. Right now is like really new. Everybody is on a high right now, but I didn't appreciate a lot of the stuff, the after show and all of that stuff, just trying to bring receipts and all of that shit, because, you know, I would be a liar if I didn't say I was getting phone calls of private shit and receipts. I would never do that. I would never expose nobody's children. I would never expose some private shit that'll destroy somebody's life. I would never do that. You know?
Right.
So I am so happy that, yes, you saw us frustrated, not angry. You saw a moment, and that's all you saw was a moment. We are not like that all the time. We get frustrated, and by episode 5 and 6, we were fucking frustrated. We had,
and I did.
We had to
wow.
that stuff, you know, the campaigning against us and everything. And, you know, one thing I learned, and I said this before, the person with the mic is always going to be the loudest, and the person with the mic is the person that have more people listen to them. You know, so whoever says something with the loudest mic, their opinion is considered law. But there's a whole bunch of different sides to this story. Any promoter that ever worked with us will tell you that SWV never made headlining an issue. That's not our thing. We believe in our catalog. We know what the fuck we do on stage. We go out there, we kill. We ain't got no props. We ain't got nothing. And we still kill because we believe in our fans. We love our supporters. And this tour is going to be immaculate. It's going to be off the chain. Mm-hmm. We have a lot to celebrate. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that went on in this show, it just kind of took away from what it really is, like what we had to celebrate as a group. And even Escape too, you know, they're going into their 30th anniversary. But it was overshadowed by a bunch of the bullshit, the back and forth garbage that we were talking about, you know. And it's so sad. But as far as SWV, we're going to celebrate. We have a lot to celebrate about. So we want y'all fans to come out and support us, and we got a lot of surprises in store. And let me just make this clear, because I was reading, and I don't usually say stuff like this because I don't care what they say on social media, but they were saying, you know, oh, what Tiny said, you know, they made them step there. No, we had a real schedule. Oh, was on the schedule. Yes, we had a schedule all the way in November. So everything we did during the show, it was on our schedule. SWB is a real business. We are incorporated, and we pay our employees with checks. So let's make that clear. So, no, that was her opinion. That's fine. You know, everybody could take a jab, but we didn't look at that as a jab because that's what we do. Because the jumpsuits, they had on jumpsuits too at Essence. So I'm glad we inspired. But it's a vibe. It's a vibe. But no, she didn't have anything to do with what you see on stage, like the looks we have on stage.
No, nothing. We were celebrating our 30th anniversary in October.
Started there when I had the
photo shoot to celebrate that.
No, this was before anything. Like, we had a real schedule. So, but I want to say this too shall pass. Everybody talking their shit, which is good. They have a right to speak on it. You know, about their group. And Escape is dope. Like, I'm still an Escape supporter. I listen to that shit. It's on my playlist. I'll be a damn fool to be like, who can I run to ain't my shit? That's my shit. That shit, and I'll be a liar if I say I didn't know the dance steps to kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Just kicking it. I know the fucking dance moves. I drove 3 hours to see them. Like, but just like girlfriends, they go back and forth. You know, we go back and forth. We don't have disagreements and shit, but at the end of the day, this is what we do in real life. So what we do in real life and how the public perceive us and what we give them is important to us. And I felt like none of us did a good job putting that out there the right way. It was all about just kind of, you know, embarrassing somebody and trying to cut somebody. Like, I've always felt like they was just trying to behead us. And I'm like, God, what?
Yeah, and I'm sick of people saying it's business, it's business. You're right. We came in handling our business, and they tried
Right,
to tell
and
us
that's
our
the problem.
business
Is
was
too
wrong.
many
So can we
people.
not defend
That's
our business?
the main issue with this, is that a lot of people that are not in the music industry, they're seeing on camera probably for the first time how music business works, and they have, like what Lelee was saying about the person with the loudest mic, is going to win. And since Kandi's on Real Housewives, they think what she's saying is gospel when I can see that Escape had blind spots when it comes to touring, because if this wasn't what you were doing when you first came out and you're just now starting back, and because you had a big show, and a lot of that is credited to Mona Scott Young with their management. People don't even know the history of Mona Scott. They think it's just Love and Hip Hop, but they don't know that she used to manage Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Like, they don't even know the history and what she's done in this music business behind the scenes. They just associate her with Love and Hip Hop. But a lot of the issues that people are seeing, they're chiming in because they hear one side and the other side, but they don't have the full truth because they think one side is gospel when that's not what Kandi, and I said it on there, and I'll take the heat from it. Y'all don't even have to respond to it. You can't conflate spot day gigs with touring. That's two totally different instances. I went to Marsha Ambrosia had her last album. She had Eric Benet after 7. They opened. And Eric Benet left right after the show. He went to go get something to eat at a vegan restaurant. Like, cause I interviewed Marsha after that. It's like they don't care. It's just one show for that one city. People have stuff to do. Like, even when I go on tour, that's the first thing I do. What are we doing? What's the itinerary? Did I get the stuff on my rider? Okay, all that's situated. Most people don't know the behind the scenes of it, so they're just assuming. Yeah, and shout outs to Big Rhonda saying hush and let Lelee talk. I'm gonna hush. I'm not gonna talk over the legend.
And
all right.
They want some more people in here also. They want some more people in here.
We knew that once the show got to the fans and they were gonna have their opinions about, which is fine because they don't know the business. They don't know how this stuff works. You know what I mean? Like, everything about us was questioned about how many records we sold. And I'm like, damn, why? SWV, let me tell y'all for those in the back who don't know. SWV is an internationally known group. We've been doing shows. We have a huge following overseas since we came out. This was 30 years ago. So we've accumulated a lot of those fans. One of our biggest markets is the Philippines. Y'all don't know Japan, Africa. Their whole system over there is different about how they collect records, how they count records. So everything that we put out there, it is facts, no lies. You know what I'm saying? And we stand on that. Like, come on now, we're not here to try to prove. You can't defend a lie. You can't defend the truth. It's like, we do what we got to do. We love the fans. We want y'all to come out and support us. And I'm tired of fighting these little kids. I'm sick of it. I'm so tired of fighting, fam. I'm just tired of it. Everybody have their opinion. And rightfully so. They have every right to defend who they are. And I'm not mad at that at all. But sometimes, you kind of cut below the belt or whatever and just go out your way. I'm just glad that, they felt like we was, important enough to really do the research or whatever, but that's not the truth. It's not the truth. We have a whole fan base overseas. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is so much bigger than the United States of America. Please understand that. And all right.
Good to see y'all.
All right, cute.
Thank you.
We're gonna get somebody else in here, all right, love?
All right. I'm so tired of
what were you saying, Lelee?
Stay up here looking at all the sugar I'm putting in this damn coffee.
No, but you making pure sense, complete sense, and then, like, regardless, it doesn't even matter. Some people are just convinced that whatever they say is law, and nothing we say
kind of hurt me. And I don't even know if I should say this on here, but I just felt kind of bad because you and Kandi always had a relationship. I couldn't believe how she threw you under the bus like that. Even Salt, she's like, well, Salt said. I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah. I know. I just, like I said before, when you think you have a friendship, you really see where your friendship is. Something like that can tear it up in 2 seconds. She was at your wedding. I don't know.
Was at the wedding. I just thought that was a little distasteful, Yes. And the thing about it is, whatever you feel, and that's fine. I know we're doing TV and we gotta, keep the stakes high or whatever, but everybody have each other's phone numbers, and I felt like if it was something that was said that somebody didn't understand, I could have got on the phone and just like, hey, this is gonna happen. I apologize. What did you mean by this? What did you mean by that? But this is what I said in defense to that because this is what they told me. Right. That's how women are supposed to do stuff. And I just thought, if anybody, I thought she should have had that conversation with you. I really did, and that kind of hurt me. That has nothing to do with no music, no show, no tour. If we never fucking get on stage together again, it doesn't fucking matter. But I just thought that one part was just, it just kind of, it hurt me. Because I'm like, wow, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to bond over our mistreatment. Like, literally, when I went down to Atlanta to record my demos, and her and Tiny helped me with those demos,
And
we would spend
you know, I always thought, and I still think, you know, I think they all are cool in their own way. I just think a lot of, and even how they feel about us, I think everybody's just kind of misunderstood because one thing about girl groups, we don't have conversations. We don't fucking talk and let each other know how we feel. This hurt me. You hurt me right here. You know, this didn't make me feel good. Why did you do this to me? Why did you make me feel this way? Those conversations are never had, and that's why I saw a show where Amanda Seales was saying, why do girl groups end? Because of that. Because of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
lack of communication, emotions.
You want to know why girl groups end? Because you can't compete with no dick. And if the dick says, do this, you're going to do that. If the dick says, we're going to have a baby while, you know, we promoting this record, we try to get this record platinum, dick always wins. When it comes to girl groups, penis is king. It ain't even, ladies and gentlemen, it's not even cash and king. It's
penis.
Me
laugh all the time.
Oh, my God.
And hormones.
Oh,
Lord
okay,
Jesus.
but
Y'all make me laugh.
I'm just glad I
holding
came
you up
in.
from Waffle House. I'm about to get off
Don't
here.
hold anything against anybody. You know, we want y'all to.
No, I'm not. I got it off my chest. I'm free now. I'm free. We don't have to do this anymore. It's all about SSWW to the DB. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. We love y'all to death. Thank you for tuning in. Like, this has been a ride, and we're sorry that y'all had to witness all that dumb
don't feel like
sugar
y'all
honey
have to
iced tea.
choose and pick between the two. SWV got amazing music. If you like Escape for TV and their music, I support everybody. Like, don't feel like you have, because that also hurt me, that it just divided the fans and shit. And we had the power to control how everything went, and we abused that power. So support them, support us. If you don't fuck with us, don't fuck with us. Just don't add us. Don't leave us the fuck alone.
Right. Don't come to my page with your insults, because I can't slap you. I can't do anything, and it's just unfair that you cuss me out and I don't even know who you are.
We love y'all.